Hey, what is going on, guys? You are behind the screens with me, Brothgar. Alright, so what is going on here in my life here behind the screens? Well, if you live in the United States, you've experienced it by now. Everybody's got snow, and I got tons of it. I mean, seriously, check out this picture here. This first one is my poor car. It's covered. This was a light dusting of snow, which is 4 inches, it seems, this winter, and that is considered a light dusting of snow. If you move on over to the next picture, I mean, look at this. This gives you an idea of just how much snow we have in my area now. We have over 12 inches on the ground. I mean, we just got finished this last week with another 12 inches of snowstorm, which shut down work for a day. But I mean, check this last picture out there. You can see how high the snow pile there has gotten. We've kind of resorted here to shoveling with shovels rather than using a snowblower, but that's mostly because some young children came by and offered their services for a fair price. So figured we'd pay them to do our driveway rather than do it ourselves. However, this is causing a big problem with our roads. I mean, potholes and potholes are popping up everywhere. I mean, so big that your tire is just going to disappear into one of them. People are driving around with flats. It's terrible. I mean, check out this picture. I snapped it out of my driver's side window as I was waiting to turn left here, and you can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. There's a bit of a puddle there, and I mean, just a lot of this moisture stuff is freezing, stuff is thawing, and the water gets into the pavement here, and then everything just starts to break down. You can see it as it kind of bulges there. This is going to turn into a giant pothole anytime soon, so I'm going to have to find another way to drive here pretty quickly. However, that's what's kind of been going on with my life. Lots and lots and lots of snow. I've also been playing a new game, Kingdom of Amalur. Now, this is a very big, long, expansive role-playing game that normally is a genre I don't really ever get into. I really don't tend to play a lot of single-player role-playing games, mostly because they take a lot of time, and I really don't have that kind of dedication to get through them, and they're not terribly interesting to me. However, I started doing it in such a way where I'm live broadcasting to you. I'm not actually live broadcasting, but you know what I mean. I'm doing kind of a walkthrough series like I've done previously with other games, but that has really changed my perspective on how role-playing games go. So like Mass Effect, Fallout, those types of games, which I normally have kind of just said, nah, I'm not going to play that. I'm actually really enjoying it a lot more because I feel it's a lot more engaging as far as being able to communicate what's going on with my character and what I'm doing in the game, and kind of just, I don't know, it's a much more immersive, focused kind of aspect to the game. Not to mention I don't really tend to get as lost with side quests, because those games, they all have crap loads and crap loads of side quests, and I personally don't like side quests because they take away from the main story, and then I get lost, and then I forget where I'm at, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But if I ever get Kingdoms of Amalur actually fully played through, then I will actually make it into a series. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen, because I've heard some people saying that it takes like 25 hours to do just the main quest. And then since you throw in kind of side quests, and I'm personally kind of playing the game in such a way that I think my character would play the game, and where I just kind of going with the flow. I'm not doing all the side quests, but I am doing some of them. So I'm thinking that series is going to be massive, like 50, 60 hours of actual gameplay for myself, which might edit down into about 2/3 of that because I cut out like the running time and whatnot. But I'm thinking of doing that, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll kind of do it in an anime style, but I don't really think I will. But that does bring up something that I recently watched, which is Attack on Titan on Netflix. Now, I normally don't talk about animes on this channel, but I have to highly recommend this to you if you are an anime fan. Just go watch it. Trust me, will warn you that it has a very strong theme of violence. So it's definitely a mature kind of anime in that regard. But as far as like nudity, sex, or provocative like themes, there's none of that. It's just a very desperate kind of scenario that these characters are in, and it's, very graphic in that kind of combat scenario. But I gotta admit, it's one of the most engaging kind of emotionally, and just like you can't help but do a marathon through it. It is sub only, but it's not a way that the words don't come across the screen so fast that you can't actually read them and pay attention to what's going on. It just works really good. It's a lot of visual communication of what's happening there. So I definitely recommend that if you are an anime fan. If you're not an anime fan, I'm not sure that would be the best one for you to start off on, but it is definitely one of the better here in this last decade. So I definitely recommend that. As far as what's coming up here on my channel over the next couple of weeks, well, you're definitely going to see more and more of Loadout, which you've already seen because that game recently came out, and I've watched my views that I normally get per day double, actually over double sometimes. And so that is really definitely happening. And then I'm also got some friends that have recently here got into Battlefield 4. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of Battlefield 4, kind of getting back into the Troll Quest side of things. I know I kind of put that on the back burner for a little bit just because so many games are coming out, and I kind of want to keep on top of all that stuff. And I don't know, I'm kind of working on trying to find ways that I can get more content out, because it just seems like stuff happens so fast on YouTube that I can't keep up with it unless I only do like one game. Even then I can't keep up with it. But I'm trying to figure out different ways that I can kind of condense down the amount of time I spend editing stuff so I can get it to you, or maybe a little bit more focused. And since the view rates are up, I'm definitely feeling more and more encouraged to pump out good content. And finally, I am working on the 5th episode of DayZ Standalone, which that game has now actually gone through a lot of development, and more stuff is actually getting added into the game. So you're going to definitely be seeing that a little bit more here, but it's one of those kind of things that it just takes a lot of time to create an episode, so you're not going to see it like 2 times a week type deal. And finally, I just finished the product shots here from my G602 Logitech wireless mouse, so I'm going to be pushing out that review of my gaming mouse here in the next week, which will be really good because my Razer Black Shark headset review here has actually become my most popular video that I've ever uploaded to YouTube. So I'm looking forward to that. Got a lot of good stuff coming your way. So thanks for checking in with me, guys. I hope you enjoy the content that is coming your way, and hopefully it's not quite as snowy where you live as it is where I live. At any rate, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace. Brothgar out.